Hey, fam, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 7 of MiraStar Podcast, my podcast series. It's basically the, 17th episode of the overall podcast. And in this episode, we're covering more of a serious topic. Sometimes I get into different topics, explore them, deep dive into. So that's why I'm by myself, so you can just get my side of it, of the podcast. And the theme of it today is social media. Like social media addiction, social media problems, stuff like that social media can cause. So I've got some questions that I'm going to be answering today. Sorry if I sound really tired, I don't know. I've just done a lot today. So, yeah. The first question that I'm going to be answering is, also don't forget to follow the podcast. The first question I'm going to be answering is, how do you think social media affects people's lives? So basically, right, social media can affect people in different ways. It can physically, verbally, mentally, academically even, it can affect people in many different ways. So I feel like it could, like in school, if you're thinking academically, you would feel drained. Like, you'll be on your phone till 6 a.m. scrolling through Instagram feeds, looking at people you want to be like, till 6 a.m. trying to perfect your already perfect self. And then you'll come to school with zero sleep, tired, and it'll become a habit, having to fix your sleeping schedule, doing all of this. And some people have many problems with fixing their sleeping schedule. Me, myself, I have a very fine sleeping schedule. I can wake up. See, if I want to wake up at 9, at my head, I can literally program myself to wake up. I don't know, to wake up at 8, 9, at least 7. I don't know. When I want to wake up early, my mind just tells me that, and then I wake up early. Oh no, it's a weird thing. So yeah, keeps you, it just makes you drained. It makes you tired. It makes, it puts zero effort in. So that's, if you're thinking academically. Then we will reach physically, mentally, verbally, and in a different question. What are the dangers of social media? So, social media can endanger your health a lot. For example, let's head to Snapchat. Snapchat is an app that I think requires you to be 13 or over. And with Snapchat, there's this feature called the Snap Map. And the Snap Map can enable your location to show all of your friends, and it could also, you can keep yourself in ghost mode, so no one can see your location, or only someone could see your location. Say I would recommend, say if you have your family members and stuff, so you can maybe allow your location to them only, maybe not friends and stuff like that, because that's a bit too personal. But yeah, the Snap Maps, people will add you, and then they'll look on the Snap Map, they'll find out where you live, start stalking you, being creepy. It's crazy, many things could happen that could endanger you a lot. A lot of things could happen just by having a setting on. It's bizarre, it's actually crazy. It's literally crazy things, so many things could happen just because you have a Snap Map setting enabled. So it's crazy. People track you down, blackmail you, which could, have you ended up broke, moneyless, homeless, in tears, broken down. So it could be a very traumatizing experience, Do you think social media addiction could be referred to as a disease? So this means, do you think being addicted to social media could be a disease? I think it can and can't. Because, I don't know, to be honest, I feel like it can and can't. Because diseases, it's something that can or can't be cured. But social media addiction, it can be cured. There's some diseases, that can be cured. And stuff like that. So, it's a curable disease. but I don't think it'd be classed as a disease. But it could share some similar features like a disease, but it can't be classed as a full, disease, because it doesn't make you sick. It can make you mentally sick, I think. I don't know, but I don't know if you're following along or getting it and stuff like that. But it can just it could be kind of, but not fully. So I wouldn't call it a disease, but it shares similar features as a disease. So next question: what can social media addiction lead to? So social media addiction can actually lead to so many things like anxiety, depression, disorders, so many things. It can even attend to you getting, scolded, shouted at, and feeling bad. Because, back to the sleeping schedule thing. If you come to school tired and you have a test and you're really tired and you get very low, you're the one shouted by people who thought you'd do well. Your teachers, your classmates will laugh at you because, you usually get more than that. How I got more than you. It makes you feel very, not welcomed. Like, it's not nice. So, it doesn't really just, need to look out for that and stuff like that. The next question is, how bad could being addicted to social media get? So this is like the max of what can happen. It could just generally lead to, suicide and stuff like that. Like, when you feel like you can't control it anymore, it will, result maybe in death. I don't know. But, I don't know what could happen. That's why I remember I gave you like a little talk in the start of the podcast. But this is a very sensitive, touching topic. So this is why I'm always giving you my opinion on this thing. And stuff like that. So I'm only prioritizing my voice for this one. So the next question is, how can group chats be bad for your health? So, there's some group chats where people just make fun of people, say stuff about people that aren't particularly nice, and, keeps you on that scrolling through messages, toxic arguments, making you feel like you have to live this lifestyle you don't, swearing, getting in trouble, acting all this and that, when you really aren't like that. You aren't that type of person. You really are not. So, it might influence you to start, saying stuff that you usually wouldn't say because of toxicity within a group chat. And it can, lead to even getting hurt physically. Say if there's an argument between two of your friends, and then, your friends are, oh my gosh, pick a side between one of us, and, they're our close friends. And then, it won't end well. You lose friends, one person gets their friends on you get beat up, will fight and stuff. And it could even, as far as it goes, it could even get you expelled for fighting. And it goes in your, record and like that. Like, I don't know, loads of stuff could happen just from a group chat. Trust me, even police can get involved for stuff that happen in a group chat. Even if you're in a group chat and there's stuff that go on that aren't, allowed or legally allowed, or that are very explicit, and police or school are involved, and stuff like that. Even if though you don't speak in the group chat, or maybe you read the messages, or maybe you don't read them at all, your name is still set on that group chat. If you look at the people in that group, it will still say your name. So, a lot of things that happen, even by being in a toxic group chat, maybe not committing to it, reading it, speaking it, but you being in it is enough to show something. So yeah, that's my take on it. The next question. Is it only teenagers who can get social media addicted? No. Some people, they're given a phone as young as 6 even. I got my first phone at 8. I'm not really social media addicted. I've gone a whole month without my phone, when it broke or something like that. I spent my summer 2021, most of it without a phone. Like the early part of it, like the outing phone. A whole summer. We have no school, no nothing. No, barely any communication with your friends. I lasted. So generally myself, I can last without social media for so long. It is still challenging. Say if I had the option to go on my phone, of course I'd do that. But like whereas where I didn't have an option, of course I was kind of annoyed by it. My summer stuff like that. Don't have to go without my phone. It's boring. No school, no communication. Especially in like the big stage of your life. It's crazy. But generally, I don't think teenagers can only get social media addicted. Even adults, elderly, if they're still maybe they're experiencing or exploring technology they've never really seen. And they get very drawn to it, and they wanna, more and more and more and more. They just maybe get addicted to it and stuff like that. Next, do you think the world would be a better place without social media? My answer to this is no. There are some things that could, of course, be seen as better. But at the same time, if you think about it, without social media, we wouldn't know most of the things that go on without the world. Like, if there was a war, like threats of a war, we would never really know. I know there's like stuff like newspapers, but no one really focuses on newspapers. And if you think about it, YouTube, say I'm talking about YouTube videos like Telegraph, The Sun, The Mirror, Daily Mail, and stuff like that. Like their YouTube channels, YouTube's basically still social media, I guess. It's more of a broader one though. So yeah, I don't think it'd be a better place because there's science, technology. We're in a world that's upgrading. I don't think social media is definitely not the problem. It's the people on the social medias. That's the problem. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't go on social media, but it's just how, like, all the time, always scrolling, leaving hate comments, being toxic, playing random arguments you don't even need to start because you're bored. It could just, it's crazy. So I just generally don't think it'd be a better place, though. It still wouldn't make it a better place. Do you think you could get help if you're social media addicted? I think, yeah, you can still get help. Everyone can basically get help for everything. They might not get cured for everything, but they can still get help. There's not a cure for every single thing, but there is always help available. Even if you feel like it's only yourself, you can always help yourself. Make yourself stronger with yourself. Make yourself have bragging rights to say you helped yourself and you're a man or a woman who could help themselves. Like you're your own independent person. It's like you can do it and you can be you and you don't need any other assistance to do that. But yeah, generally, I think you could get help. I won't go all the way into detail of how you could get help, but talk to people, therapists, redirections and stuff. But yeah, you could get help. Next, what can social media do to you generally, physically, mentally, and verbally? So yeah, this is the question that I was speaking on to when I was talking about academically. We'll move on to, stuff here. So, physically, it could make you, it can make you very sad. And if you're always scrolling through Instagram, all these Instagram models or whatever, you will want to change physical features on your body. So that's a physical change. Mentally, you'll think less of yourself than you really are. More mentally drained, like just very tired. acting like there's no state. You'll just feel drained. You feel like mentally used. You'll just feel like like an old tissue roll or something like that. Like an old piece of paper that you found under your bed. You'll feel done. And verbally, say if you're in a toxic workplace, it can affect the way you speak to people, and the way you communicate and interact with people. If you're in a group that's toxic, always saying stuff you usually wouldn't say to a person, it would reflect back on you. Then you would start saying stuff like that because it's trendy or cool or top notch of what they do now or something like that. It'll reflect back and hit you, which is not the nicest. How regularly should you take a break? Like, take a break from social media or socials? If you're a person who can handle without being on socials for too long, then you generally don't need to you still need to take a break, like as an average person does. But you don't go prioritize taking a break. If you, can hold yourself or control yourself. But for people who, find it difficult, maybe have a 10-minute break for the first day, then add it on by 5 each day until you're finally satisfied with at least taking a 4 and 3-hour break. So just practice. Go up, then up, then up, then up, then up. Because you'll feel very proud of yourself. You'll feel like you've overcome an achievement you've always wanted to overcome yourself. You feel really great with yourself. It's like a great feeling. Overcoming something you've always wanted to do and always found difficulty in. Then you've overcame it. It's a very great feeling. What can you do to ease your social media addiction? As I just mentioned, taking breaks help. Don't always be on socials, of course, remember to take your breaks, stuff like that. If you're like scrolling through your Instagram models or whatever it is, unfollow them, block them, remove them. And if you even need to, maybe delete Instagram. There's no need for it. Because whatever you do, you're not going to end up looking exactly like them. There's something called genetics, physical features, ethnical features. You won't look exactly like them. You may look similar to them, but you're just copying them, which is just going to gain hate. Be yourself and express who you are. Because thinking about it, all them Instagram models you see, not everybody likes them. And you may think the way you look now, not everyone likes it either. Not everyone on earth will be satisfied with what you do. You'd either be, too fat, too skinny, too wide, too thin, too tall, too short. Not everyone is satisfied. That's where preference comes in. Not everyone's the same thing, because if we were all the same, we were all robots, all clones, everything would be boring. We wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the two people unless they have tattoos to name who they are. Nobody wants to be identified and known as a number. Like player 4,319,000,000. Like, we're not doing this Squid Game number thing where you're only known by number and not by personality, name, and just generally your personality. But, be happy with yourself, express yourself, and live your life as your best self you could possibly be. Quotes by me, I'm so amazing, I'm so swag, I'm so swag, cool, you know what I mean? What achievements would the world would have seen if social media addiction didn't exist? I feel like if social media addiction didn't exist, it could have overcame things, like, instead of always speaking of online bullying or cyberbullying, as I spoke about, in episode 9, season 1 of Karate Bullying, spoke a lot about it. You can go and check it out. MiraStar Podcast, season 1, episode 9, featuring Ready. Check it out. It's cool. Plug. Advertisement. Swag. Instead of always talking about cyberbullying or the problems with online, we could be speaking about something else. that's like more, you know, I don't know, we could just spend our time speaking of something else instead of something so negative online and stuff like that. Yeah. As a person who hasn't got experience on social media, wait, never mind. That's not make sense. What do you think the positives are on social media? So basically, there are a lot of positives to be honest. There are positives and negatives in basically every single thing. Positives, now we're gonna head more into the positive stuff now, guys. Less, you know, strong things. Positives, there are a lot of positives. You know, you get news, like sometimes there's news just straightly delivered to our phone, notifications, inbox, feed, you know? There's technology, you got updates, communicate with our friends, you know, with COVID, may not want to infect the elderly if you have like grandparents, great-grandparents, mothers, fathers, maybe you can't see them. And you can always call them and stuff like that, and friends too. Family, friends, cousins, nephews, nieces, etc. And what else can you do? You know, games. Some games come under social media. You know, there are lots of positive things that you can do with social media. And you can always get inspiration with social media and stuff like that. You know, it's nice place, social media, if you look on the bright side of it. There's always a bright thing. There's always a bright side to every single thing you do, you know. You're just not explored it yet. You know, I'm so smart. I deserve like a 10 out of 10 round of applause. So, you know, I'm so smart. I'm like, cool. What do you think the appropriate age group for social media is? Well, realistically, if you were to get socials, I'd recommend 12 to... Actually, yeah, 12, generally. Start at 12. Well, not 12. You don't have to start at 12. But 12 or 12 plus. 11, young, because you're still in elementary school or primary school. A bit young for that. I mean, you'll just grow up to be like weird or chubby or something like that. So yeah, I feel like when you start maybe high school or middle school, it'll be great, more of a better time. Yeah, you'll you know, mature more. So stuff like that. Because especially how you're younger, your body. Say if like you're on socials at a young age, when you're younger, your body's barely developed. You're searching all these people you want to look like. When you still have that baby, 9-year-old, 10-year-old image your body, something like that, and you want to look like that 19-year-old female or that 20-year-old, you know? And then you'll feel like it'll never become true because you're waiting for so long. You know, you're still very young, so it shouldn't be the main thing you're prioritizing, and that shouldn't be your main big. That shouldn't be your main big interest. Next question is: do you think that Discord should be recognized as a social media platform? I think it should. I think Discord, you know, the social media. Shout out to Mark for the question. I think social media, you know, I mean, Discord, it is a social media platform, I guess. You can basically recognize it as one. Yeah. You know, chat, most platforms, Snapchat, stuff like that. Servers, basically like groups, you know, same Snapchat, WhatsApp. I think there's Twitter groups and Instagram groups and stuff like that. You know, you can do that. Calls, WhatsApp. I don't know if like Discord is more of a social media than WhatsApp is, in my opinion. Discord is more of a social media than WhatsApp. Like, oh man, WhatsApp doesn't feel that much of a social media. But yeah, Discord, yeah, like, in my opinion, it's classed as social media. You add people, speak to them, talk to them. Yeah, it's social media, in my opinion. What do you think is the safest social media platform? In my opinion, I think it'd be Pinterest or Reddit. maybe. And they're more like, they're known, but they're not widely known. They're not like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. They're not like that. They're more B or C tier social media. It's like A tier, A class, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, or maybe Twitter is more like A and B and a half. I don't know, but like something around that, or stuff like that. But Pinterest and Reddit are more like C's or B's. But yeah, it's pretty safe. Nothing weird really like that goes on. It's no constantly. Pinterest, you can pin stuff, get interest, ideas. If you're a aesthetic person, look at some of that stuff. Reddit, chat, communicate, have fun. Something like that. Quora. I don't know if Quora is in social media. I think it's like a question and people reply or something like that. But that'd probably be C or D tier. Probably about there. What do you think is the most unsafest social media platform? In my opinion, it's either TikTok. Oh my gosh, I just saw that. Sorry, it's just autism. It's either TikTok or Twitter, in my opinion. Cause TikTok, I don't know, like, it's gone from a whole dance app to whatever it is now. Like, it's just generally weird. I don't know, it's just changed a lot, I guess. You could say. It's not the same as how it was before. And Twitter, I don't know, people get doxxed, leaked, stuff like that. It's just a bunch of crazy stuff. I don't know. Twitter's a whole... I don't even know. That's a whole category itself. What do you think would happen if the whole population was addicted to social media? I feel like if everyone was addicted to social media, the world would basically pause. It would stop. Like, we wouldn't go forward. We basically stuck or struck. Like, generally, there won't be, like, it would just be paused. Like, no big technology, no new stuff. People are just so addicted to their phone or social media and what other people are doing with their life. They wouldn't be focused with themselves. People wouldn't be as successful. Maybe some people would be motivated. But, with motivation, you need time and energy. Say if you want to do something big, like modeling, you need time for that. But no, you're going to spend your time scrolling through Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat, Spotlight or stories of other people at parties, this and that, with their phone up. People, there'd be more accidents too. You're driving and you're there on your phone. Huh? Who does that? How are you going to be driving on the road where there could be a very fatal accident at any time and you're there on your phone? People have babies, kids, toddlers, barely grown, premature children, not very young, and barely live their life in that car. And you're there on your phone, foul driving. It's crazy. And what is the most useful social media platform? The most useful, I think, generally, if you think about it, it's actually, TikTok may be one of the most toxic ones, but I feel like it's actually TikTok. Because TikTok is, like, probably, like, the most popular social media platform right now, or one of the most trending at least. And a lot of people get their information from TikTok. TikTok, there's actually a very healthy side to TikTok. There's maths, tuition, teaching, there's science, there's English. But there's many subjects, like, I always see some maths. Like, when I'm bored, I'll learn some maths on TikTok. There's what's good maths. And I remember, I actually learned some good math tips, like fractions, just general stuff, it's nice. I don't only do fractions, I do, geometry, I don't know, whatever I do. Diameter, I don't know what I do. Circumference, just stuff, stuff like that. But generally, yeah, there's like a positive side to it. So I generally think that TikTok's most useful. You got a lot of news information from there. Next question is, what is the most useful social media, useless social media platform? I think it'd be the most useless. I feel like that. Probably Discord. Don't come for me. Or Reddit. Because Discord, it's pretty simple. Like, it can do stuff other people can. Like, for example, WhatsApp. You can have a group on WhatsApp. It's not called a server, but it's the exact same thing. It's just called a group. You can send people invitation links, and those ones don't expire permanently. Stuff like that. So, there's similar features like the other apps, like calling, many apps do that, texting, other apps can do that. There's nothing unique that stands out with Discord. Add friends, many other apps can do that. Nitro, just another additional money you're wasting, like change tags or boost servers. Boosting servers, that costs money. So, what's the point of spending money just to boost the server that you probably leave within the next, 3 months? And Reddit is, you just post stuff. It's pretty simple. You just post stuff. It's like similar to Twitter, I guess. I don't really use Reddit, but like from what I've seen, I know Sidemen and stuff. KSI memes, post them on Reddit. He checks his Reddit a lot from like meme submissions and stuff like that. But it's just a bit simple, Don't come for me though. And would you rather be on social media or socialize with your friends in the park, at the cinemas, etc.? I'd rather, socialize with my friends than just stay on my phone, because I'm basically in my house most of my life, where I could just go on my phone whenever, whenever I need to be. So, and, socializing with your friends outside is something that you don't always get the chance to do. Of course, when I do get the availability and chance to, of course I'll take that chance and do it. I'd rather hang out in the park for like an hour than scroll through TikTok for 3 hours. Like that. Just chilling, making memories. Because, you don't know everyone for your entire life. So yeah, might as well just make the memories you can with them instead of being on your phone all day, communicating them online, because they don't really, for example, texts aren't as understood. Say if you're sending a message, maybe people may think it in a different way or different light than you sent us. Maybe someone sent it as, for example, maybe someone said a simple hi, H-I, that's it. Some people have different understandings. Some people may interpret. Wait, no, I'm gonna skip this part. Interpret. People may interpret it differently. No, or after that again. So, no, after get into the zone. People may interpret it differently than other people. Some people, when, if someone says a simple hi, people may think that, oh, you're angry, because you usually say something like, hey, or something like that, or yo, or something like that. But in real life, you can see facial emotion, you can see body language. I know this sounds like drama, but you can see you can see emotion, people are happy, sad, scared. This cause unnecessary problems, like, oh, why are you mad at me? I'm like, huh, who am I mad at you? What do you mean you're clearly mad at me? Stop lying. It just causes random problems. I'm not saying this is common, but there's always possibility. And I think it can happen, Or, no, I don't think it can happen. I know it can happen. Everything and anything can happen. Do you think schools are too interested on what students do on their own time on social media? So this means, do you think that teachers, like school, are focusing on what you do on social media? Like, they're too nosy? I guess also at the same time, they're trying to look out for you. But at the same time, they'll be like, leave, I don't know what it is. Like, they'll say they're advising you, but it sounds like they're more of just forcing you or telling you to. Like, for example, I'm gonna give you a little scenario. There was, people saying stuff in a group that they shouldn't have done. People have screenshotted it, showed teachers. People have been pulled out of lessons to speak and talk about it. And then, well, how should we fix it? And then there's an assembly about it. And then your teacher's talking about group chats. And, the problems with it and stuff. And then, before the assembly takes place, they say that they're advising you. But when they're actually saying it, like, leave all the group chats, we'll take further action, leave all the group chats. If you don't leave all the group chats, we know who's in the group chats. Leave them. Like, they sound like they're forcing you, yet they're saying they're advising you. Yet they're saying stuff like that. It doesn't sound like you're advising anyone. It sounds like you're telling or forcing someone to. Which is a bit, it's a bit, Like, you say you're advising, but that sounds like forcing. How it was. How can what you do online affect you in real life? So say if you're saying stuff online, like, I'm gonna fight you, you're so weak, you're so this and that, to someone you don't like, and you have problems with. And then that person tells their friends, like, yo, see this what this guy's saying. You're gonna jump him when you see him. And then, boom, say you're there say your mom gave you £10. Go to the corner shop, buy some milk, eggs, bread, maybe a little snack for yourself, stuff like that. Treat yourself well, and make some lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever you need. And then those guys see you. They're like, yo, remember what this. And you're there defenseless. And you unexpected anything. And then they start taking his money, taking his stuff, robbing him, recording him, video, humiliating him. And that video, it will never disappear. Once you send something online, it never goes back. It's always there. Even though you think it's deleted, it's still there. But there's never a way to actually, fully, know it's still there. Same like WhatsApp. I don't recommend sending videos or pictures you don't want on WhatsApp, because unlike on Snapchat, it tells you when someone screenshots or saves a video or screen records. On WhatsApp, it doesn't. Say if you say, oh, don't save the picture. On WhatsApp, pictures automatically saved unless you enable the setting, but it doesn't come automatically enabled. So generally, pictures just, once you send a picture, it's there on your phone. Like, even, say you're on a group chat, someone's sending a picture, that picture will be on your camera roll. It will be there, so, next question. What is your favorite social media app and why? Oh no, I think mine is probably TikTok. Or TikTok. Or Snapchat. Or TikTok. Oh no, TikTok's for entertainment, Snapchat's like chatting, typing. WhatsApp's also pretty good, communication with other people who don't have Snapchat to type too. So yeah, it's probably one of them. TikTok, entertainment, scroll for like infinite, well not infinite, but there's very billions of videos to watch on TikTok. You're not gonna go through billions of videos, billions of videos, you won't. So you'll basically never really run out, unless only they limit how many people can upload TikToks, or how many can be uploaded on a For You page, and uploaded to the site and stuff like that. Next question. Do you think social media addiction could be referred to as a traumatic experience? So, traumatic experience, like something that's triggering, something you'll never forget, or something that's always going to be in the forefront of your mind. I think it can. I don't think, it's not really something that's a big traumatic experience. It's something you regret, but it's not a traumatic experience. Like, for example, I got into a fight in school. It's something you regret, but it's not something say you got beat up very bad, and you were running your mouth online and stuff like that, and then you got beat up. It's something you regret, but it's not a traumatic experience. You getting into a fight, it depends maybe what type of fight. But generally, I don't think it'd be classed as a traumatic experience. And it's not that traumatic. So, same with social media addiction. It can't really be referred to as a social traumatic experience. Sorry guys if I sound very tired again. I'm just that type of guy. Sorry guys. I'm very tired today. What is your opinion on apps that make you move around? For example, Pokemon Go and stuff like that. Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is an app that when you move around, you can I've not played in a while or ages. When you move around, you can not upgrade, upgrade, unlock, unlock. ASMR. And however, ASMR is cool, swag, amazing, beautiful. Yeah, Pokemon Go. You move around, get some Pokemon, stuff like that. So people will be moving around. My opinion on the maps, they're good. You know, there should be more apps like that. Sometimes it can get annoying, like in a little small space in your room, having to walk around, causing a bunch of noise. Or see if a bunch of people in your house are sleeping, and you got creaky floorboards. And then you're there running, walking around, trying to get Pokemon at like what, 11 a.m. and people are there sleeping. No, 11 p.m. and people are sleeping, stuff like that. You know, it's not the nicest. But yeah, I think there should be more apps. You know, people may see gaming as sometimes unhealthy, so we could add that healthy aspect to it by enabling, you know, the fact that you have to move around to progress in the game. Because people, you know, they get addicted to games and stuff, so they would move around just to get a Pokemon. They finally stand up after what, like 40 years? A few positive factors of social media. I think I've already said this, but positive factors, you know, good news, source, updated, interactive, entertainment, it's pretty good. Few negative factors could be toxic, bullying, endangering, traumatizing, scary, terrifying. You know, I feel like social media isn't something that you shouldn't put yourself on unless you're ready. It's not something you should feel forced to get on because all your friends are. Maybe you can get social media, but not post. Like, I have stuff, but I don't like post on them. Like, social media, like Instagram, Twitter, and stuff like that. I have them, but I don't post on them. And I rarely even use them either. Like, I don't even, like, go on them that much. But it would only be, like, all my friends. Like, I don't really look at anyone else. Or just my friends. That, like, you know, my friends usually post, like, oh, I'm going to my friends, Just them having fun with their other friends who I know. And stuff like that. Nothing biggie. Do you think that YouTube should be classed as a social media platform? In a way, but in a way kind of not. It's different and it's unique, but at the same time, I feel like Discord, yet again, is more of a social media than YouTube is. Because YouTube is basically a place where you just upload videos. Same with Instagram. Or, because Instagram, you have like Instagram Reels, but they're not as long and stuff like that. They're like actual YouTube videos, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 25 minutes, 10 minutes, however long. And stuff like that. And then scroll, subscribe, like. You know, similar with the following, the like button, the dislike button. It's similar. It's like it has similar features, but it's not fully you know, I can't really fully class it as a social media, but it's got aspects of being a social media. Next we're heading up onto the last 2 questions now. What do you think is the most toxic? The most toxic. I think I've already answered this, but I'll really answer it. I don't mind. The most toxic is probably. Actually, I think I've answered this. Most toxic is TikTok and Twitter, and the least is like Reddit or something like that. Yeah, I think I've answered that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. And as you know, me, MiraStar Podcasts, that guy, Mr. MiraStar, I have a quote at the end of every podcast episode. And these quotes are made by me, Mr. Swaggy Swag, Mr. Quote Guy, poet, swag inspirational, that coolio dude. So, the quote for season 2, episode 7 of MiraStar Podcasts is as follows. Social media can be toxic. Subscribe to MiraStar YT or you'll receive a dropkick. Yeah, so swag. Amazing quote, right? I'm so inspirational. People don't do it like me. I'm so amazing. But yeah, besides that's the quote for season 2, episode 7. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. It was only me because I wanted to show my views and opinions on social media with predictions, problems, and stuff like that. Hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. See you in episode 7. I will see you guys in further podcast episodes. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. It's available on many different sites, and I think I'll soon release it on Apple Podcasts. I'm working on it, to try make it available on more sites for you guys to view on. I'm that guy. It's currently on like Google Podcasts, I think Deezer, I'm not sure, TuneIn, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Amazon, Audible, YouTube. The YouTube channel is MiraStar YT, MiraStar space YT, Spotify, Overcast, Acast. It's on a lot of stuff. I try to get it on a lot of stuff for you guys. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. If you did, subscribe. Not subscribe. This is not a YouTube video. Follow. And even if you didn't, you can follow. Still follow. You can explore some more topics you'd be interested in if this was not your favorite. Hope you guys enjoyed, and bye-bye.